Hello from HP Gadget Hacks. Today we're going to run some benchmarks on Cyanogenmod 7 release candidate 4. I know it hasn't been that long since I made my release candidate 3 video, but about 2 days later he released this one, release candidate 4. So it's running on a T-Mobile G2, also known as a HTC Desire Z or Vision. We're going to run a set of 6 benchmarks. We're going to run Quadrant, Limpack, SmartBench 2011, Ninamark, FPS 2D, which is 8 frames per second, pretty much just not a benchmark, but just a test, and Neocore. We're running at, I'm using Setcpu to run at 1.5. I'm on performance, and I don't have any profiles enabled. So we should get good scores out of this and we clear everything out. And first we're going to run Quadrant, standard, because this seems to be most people's benchmark of preference. I'm going to run the 3 CPU benchmarks first. So if you don't care for the graphics benchmarks after that, you can just end the video. But if you want to stick around and see those, feel free. The install process of this one went about the same as all the other release candidates, but the release itself seems really stable and really nice. I think it's really close to being a final release. He's already said this will more than likely be the last release candidate. I had a little trouble with the Wi-Fi on install, but that could have been my fault. I always do installs without my SIM card in because I don't like to lose my phone for the amount of time it takes to install, so I always pop my SIM card in another phone. And it may just not know what to do without data to start. So we're getting a Quadrant score of 2233, which is more than fair. That's a really good score. Clear everything out. And now we're going to run Limpack. We'll run a few of those because it's really quick. We got 52,461, 53,499, and 53.16. So pretty good scores there. Now we're going to run SmartBench 2011. If you watch some of my other benchmark videos, my older ones, you'll notice that the scores seem a lot higher than they do on SmartBench now. That's because I was running SmartBench 2010. For the last 2 or 3 videos on this phone, I've ran 2011. But if you go back to the original release candidate, I was running 2010, and the scores are a lot different. They changed the way they judge the scores. So hopefully it's stabilized out now and they'll stick with this, because that's kind of odd for a benchmark program to change the way they judge scores. But anyways, still a pretty good benchmark program. And we're almost done now. For some reason it takes a bit to fetch the scores when it's done, though I'm not sure why. Definitely have good data speed, so it shouldn't be that. Okay, now we can display index scores. And this will be the last CPU benchmark program I'll run. And then we'll start on the graphic GPU benchmarks. And we got 1462 on the productivity index, and we got 1716 on the gaming index, or the games index. As you can see, those aren't horrible scores. Let's get down to some of the, like the Samsung Vibrant gets 997 on productivity and 2401 on graphics, but they do have wonderful graphics chips, or games, excuse me. So not bad scores all in all. It is showing it's clocked at 1.5. Kill some things. Now we'll run FPS 2D, which is just going to show you frames per second. Seeing a bit of drop off. I'm not sure why. I've run this a few times and haven't seen it before. So it may just be a program trying to run in the background, you know, using up resources. I don't really think it's a problem with the ROM. 57 and it's 4.67, so that's about average. It doesn't really change much on FPS 2D. I just like to run it because it's a simple program and let you know if you're having a problem with drop off. So oops, sorry about that. So now we'll run Ninamark, or Ninamark 1. It's just a standard GPU frame rate the benchmark program. Coming to the end now, and we got 47.0 frames per second. That's pretty good. I can't remember the scores from all my old videos, so if you want to go back and compare them, feel free. Now we're going to run NeoCore. It's Qualcomm's Adreno GPU benchmark program. It's their own program for their own hardware, so take the results as you will. Sorry, hit interactive mode. I don't want that. Let's do benchmark. This one takes a minute. Usually I say I'm going to try to run these and give you an overview video in about a week or so, but on this one I'm not going to do it. I feel we're really close to a stable release, so I'm going to wait for it. So this will be the only video I make for this particular ROM. But a week or so after he releases a stable release, I will do an overview video. I don't do review videos because reviews are, it's hard not to be biased for some stuff. I love Cyanogen, so 57.9, that's pretty good. So I won't do a review of it, but I will do an overview, just telling you everything that works, doesn't work, what I like, what I don't. But I'm going to wait for the final release. I'm not going to do one for this release candidate. So there you go, some benchmarks to see how it's running. If you like Cyanogen and you're ready to get it on your phone, I definitely suggest this. It's running really stable and nice, and it's really quick to me. So I mean, feel free to jump in and try this one out. It's very close to being a stable release. So there you go, guys. Hope you enjoy, and keep an eye out for the couple videos I'm going to make for the stable release. And if you have a Motorola Zoom, also check out my channel. I have some new Motorola Zoom, or at least Zoom Wi-Fi videos up. You might want to check out, especially if you haven't rooted yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.